Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? We are here for the long-awaited video that you guys have been waiting for. It's Power Ranking Time 1.0. It's the first one of the season. We'll be doing it every month. We were supposed to do it about a week and a half ago, but I completely forgot about it, to be honest. And then this week came up on us. So now this week is gone and over with. So we're getting it in before next week, before the new week starts tomorrow. Anyways, as you guys can see on the screen, we got it pulled up here. We're going to be going over it. We're going to be going over it with you guys all together, and I'm going to be explaining why I have every single one of these teams at what I do. First, starting off with, actually, you know what? We'll start all the way down here at 32 and work our way up. So I have the Carolina Panthers, and it was kind of a toss-up for me between Carolina and New England, but I went with Carolina here for the sole reason of they don't have a single win on the season yet. New England does, but the only person that we beat so far was the New York Jets, which isn't really saying anything for us because, you know, we normally beat the Jets. So, I mean, Carolina is down here. They haven't looked the greatest, but neither has this 31 team, and that's my New England Patriots, man. New England is dead last in almost every category on offense. We're dead last in touchdowns. We're dead last in passing. We're dead last in rushing. We're dead last in everything. Our offense has looked horrendous. I think it's fair to say that Matt Jones is not the answer at quarterback. So we got to figure something out to do in the offseason for that. So hopefully we do. And then hopefully we get rid of Bill Belichick's ass as well. You know, I will admit he is one of the greatest coaches of all time. But his time is coming past, man. And the dynasty's already over with. So just get rid of him for God's sake. And then at 30, I got the Denver Broncos. I don't know what the hell is going on with the Denver Broncos, man. They are a really weird team to me. Like, I don't know. They're just really weird. Like, Russell Wilson has not looked like the same Russell Wilson that he used to look like back in his old days in Seattle. But I got to admit, this year he does look a lot better than he has the last two seasons. I will just put that out there now and say that he does look a million times better this season than he did the last couple of seasons. But even with that being said, he is still having his struggles. We see it. We see all that. And then my bigger concern with Denver is what the hell is going on with their coaching. Like, we all thought, fuck, why am I blanking? Hang on, let me get his name for you. Sean Payton. We all thought Sean Payton was going to be a really good coach coming over to Denver. But he did nothing but break the coaching code, which is you're never supposed to talk bad about a coach. Coaches do not typically do that. He talked bad about Nathaniel Hackett. And then secondly, every time anything comes out on social media or anything, he's hopping all over Russell Wilson for it. Like, Russell Wilson was apparently answering some of the press questions, and Sean Payton came out and said, "Why are you answering their effing questions? You're not a baby," or something like that. And I'm like, who the fuck speaks to their starting quarterback like this? So I don't know. That's just my bigger thing about it. I don't understand exactly what's going on in Denver, but I did put them at 30. At 29, I got the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings have single-handedly not looked good to me at all. And it just gets worse. And that's why I put them at 29, because it could have been a toss-up between 28 and 29. New York and Minnesota have looked the same to me. Both look really bad right now. But Minnesota's setting in a deep boat, man. They, in case you guys haven't heard yet, Um, JJ Justin Jefferson is now injured and he's put on IR. So he will be out for at least the next 4 weeks. Hang on, let's see that you guys can see all this. Okay, good. So you can't see it still. Okay, so at 28, we got the New York Giants again. Like I said, it was a toss-up. And I got the New York Giants here. Yeah, I don't know what the hell has gone on. If there's any team that looks like they made a dramatic change to me, it would be New York Giants. Their team looked great last year. I understand that they made the playoffs and got the hell beat out of them, or they actually won their first playoff game in the wild card against Minnesota, and then they got the hell beat out of them in Philadelphia. But I mean, still, man, this team doesn't even look like it's going to be a playoff team this year to me. I don't know what the hell has happened to Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones went from being such a good quarterback last season to completely sucking ass. And maybe it was that contract that he got in the offseason or something. I don't know. Maybe he let the money get to his head. I don't know. But something has got to be changed there. They have Saquon Barkley still, and they got Wan'Dale Robertson back, and they brought over Darren Waller, but something's just going on with Daniel Jones, man. I don't get it. All right, at 27, we got the Chicago Bears. This is a team I'm up and down on, man. Some weeks Chicago looks really nice, and some weeks they don't. Justin Fields also looks weird to me because some weeks he's really, really good, and some weeks he's really, really bad. And there's really no in between for Justin Fields. I feel like he's either really good or he's really bad. Like in the game against Kansas City, he was dead ass awful. And the game against Washington on Thursday night, a week or two ago, he was on target out the ass. He had 5 touchdowns, no interceptions in that game as well. Like, I don't know. I don't get it. Maybe Justin Fields is the answer. Maybe he's not. I don't know. He definitely needs to work on his accuracy and his throwing ability, and maybe he will. You know, we all know another quarterback that struggled with that coming out of the coming into the NFL, and that's a man by the name of Lamar Jackson. And look what he's doing for the Baltimore Ravens now. So, you know what I'm saying? So nobody knows. And then at 26, I got the Arizona Cardinals. Excuse me, does the Cardinals understand that they're supposed to be tanking here? Like, you would have thought this team would have been tanking for a high round pick, but after watching them a couple of weeks playing, it doesn't look like they're tanking to me, man. It looks like they are sticking in here to actually win these games. Like, they are staying in it. They beat the Cowboys. They barely lost to the Giants. They barely lost to the Commanders. They barely lost to these teams, and then they beat the Cowboys, and everybody was like, oh, hold up. You beat the Cowboys? Oh, what's going to happen now? And then they literally just played this past week. And hang on, let me read off the stats to you. They played the Cincinnati Bengals, which is another high and rising team. And Josh Dobbs had 2 touchdowns for 2 interceptions. So not great, but not bad either. And they did lose 20-34. So that's why they're down there. They're 1-4, just like New England. But I mean, this Arizona Cardinal team, man, they have looked outstanding so far to start the season, nonetheless. Especially, okay. Looking at the record and only being 1-4, you would go, okay, where do you see them being good? It's the point of they lost their quarterback. They traded all the good weapons away, like DeAndre Hopkins and all that. They traded like 4 or 5 guys in the offseason. They were not supposed to be here. Arizona was supposed to be down at the bottom of the power rankings, and now they're at 26. Like, I don't understand it. And then I got the New York Jets. Yeah, New York would be a lot higher on this list had Sorry for yawning so much, guys. I barely got any sleep last night. But the New York Giants are at 25 right now. They would be a lot higher if Aaron Rodgers had not got injured and unfortunately had to turn the keys back over to Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson in that game week 1 against Buffalo looked like a brand new Zach Wilson. And unfortunately, that was the only preview of that Zach Wilson that we got, because Zach Wilson went back to being Zach Wilson. And yeah, I mean, it's not good. Yeah, so that defense is looking okay, but it's not as used to as we are for the New York Jets. Normally New York has a top 10 defense, and this defense has not been that. Next up, we got the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders are another really shaking team to me. They did, however, pull out a win against Green Bay, but that's because Jordan Love apparently doesn't know how to play football and throw the ball right. But Jimmy Garoppolo, man, I don't know, man. It wasn't Jimmy Garoppolo per se. It was a little bit Jimmy Garoppolo, but this offensive line for the Raiders needs a whole new fitting. That defense is badass. There's nothing else to be said. Matt Crosby is so badass. So there's that. Next up, we got the Tennessee Titans. I didn't know how to feel about the Tennessee Titans, man. They just got beat by the Colts. Ryan Tannehill already looks like he's off to a shaky start. He doesn't look great. I mean, what is to be said here outside of Derrick Henry's also struggling, which is really concerning considering that that's the number one target that they always go to is Derrick Henry. That's what Tennessee is. They're a run first team, and they're not succeeding in that this year, which is kind of concerning. But anyways, I mean, the defense looks okay, but yeah, I mean, the offense is kind of shaky to me. All right, at number 22, we got the Houston Texans. And what a shock. If you would have been telling me in the preseason that I have Arizona at 26 and Houston at 22, I would have called you a liar, because I thought I would have Arizona 32, Houston 31. But here we sit as C.J. Stroud has made history, by the way, folks, at 22 with the Houston Texans. He has made history with the longest passing active streak in the league of not throwing interceptions to passing ratios. He has passed 122 times with no interceptions on any of those passing attempts. So, I mean, dude, CJ Stroud looks great too. I try to tell people that the Carolina Panthers should have took him at first overall, but Carolina didn't listen to me, which isn't a shock. But yeah, CJ Stroud look awesome. This whole entire Houston team looks awesome, and they are definitely on the rise. They are a team to keep an eye out on. Let's see, what is their record? I think they're 2-3, but still, they are on the rise, man, and they are a team to definitely be watching out for. So, yeah, they played Atlanta this week and barely lost. They lost 19-21, and CJ Stroud went 20 for 35, 249, one touchdown and no interceptions. So, yeah. All right. On the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers are up here solely for the reason of that they are 3-2. I don't know or they're 2-3, excuse me, because I don't know exactly how to feel about Green Bay, man. Jordan Love is looking an awful lot like Justin Fields to me. Like, he's up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. 1 minute he's throwing a whole lot of touchdowns and getting down the field good and all that stuff. And then 1 minute he's throwing pick after pick after pick after pick, just like he did against the Las Vegas Raiders. He threw like 2 or 3 picks. Let's see. Yeah, he had no touchdowns and 3 interceptions against the Las Vegas Raiders. That is not good. So, I mean, I don't know how to feel about Green Bay. I'll just say that. All right, we got the Washington Commanders at 20. This is another team I don't know how to feel about. Coming into week 1, week 2, I was high praising the shit out of Washington. Oh, the culture is changing over there. Oh, they're gonna, make the playoffs this season. Oh, this and that, this and that. And no, I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs. They look like the same old Washington Commanders to me. How do you get smacked by 20 to the Bears? And Sam Howell was okay in this game, but did not look great. He had another interception. He wasn't able to hit barely anyone. He only targeted Terry McLaurin one time out of that whole game. Only targeted Terry McLaurin one time. And then on top of that, okay, I was about to be pissed if that would actually work. But anyways, only targeted Terry McLaurin one time out of that whole game. And then that defense was the same old defense that we've seen time after time after time. Say it with me. After time after time. And they could not get going until after the second half. And may I say, that is not in any way, shape, or form on Chase Young. Chase Young was there from beginning to end. He was the only one getting pressure to Justin Fields. He was the only one making Justin Fields get rid of it early. Every incompletion that Justin Fields had, that was because Chase Young was in his face. So Chase Young was not to blame for that. The rest of this defense needs to step the fuck up, man. Like, honestly. All right. As we are at 18 now. Or no, we're actually at 19, excuse me. And we got the Los Angeles Rams. Again, this is a really, really weird team to me, man. The Rams lost to Philadelphia, which is no surprise there. They're 2-3. Matthew Stafford has actually been a pretty decent quarterback. I mean, we're not shocked here. He always has been a pretty decent quarterback. I mean, shit, in his first year with Los Angeles, they won the Super Bowl. But, I mean, again, sorry for yawning so much, guys. I just don't get it. I mean, I thought I got to be honest with you. I thought the emergence of Cooper Kupp would have done something for this offense and gave them a twice better chance to beat Philadelphia. But I mean, Cooper Kupp's stats from the game against Philadelphia isn't bad. He had 8 receptions for 12 targets and 118 yards. So, I mean, they're not terrible, but he didn't score any touchdowns. Yeah, it's just the defending champs or the defending NFC champs doing their job. And, Jalen Hurts finding another way to win. So there's that. As we got the New Orleans Saints at 18. I'm liking what I'm seeing from the New Orleans Saints here, man. Who did they play this past week? They played New England, and they absolutely dog smacked the shit out of us. They won 34-0, as well as Derek Carr went 18 for 26, 183 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions. I mean, dude, oh my God. Alvin Kamara had 22 carries for 80 yards in a touchdown. Chris Olave had 2 receptions on 5 targets for only 12 yards and 1 touchdown. So, I mean, that's not great there by Chris Olave. But, I mean, this New England defense has got to get stops, man. They have got to get stops. Like, I understand that we lost Christian Gonzalez for the year. I understand that Matthew Judon's out. I understand all that. But we have got to do something, man, with this team. But, I mean, back on the other hand, New Orleans has looked great, man. They're 3-2. And who do they play this upcoming week? They play Houston. That's going to be a really, really good game. That's going to be a really, really good game to see how New Orleans does and to see, can they contain the rookie? Can they stop the rookie and CJ Stroud? We will see. At 17, excuse me, I'm getting ahead of myself. I got the Los Angeles Chargers. Listen, you can't rank them at the bottom, but I certainly don't have them at the top either. I'm not buying this whole hype about Los Angeles Chargers. They're at 2-2 right now. I think they're going to fall to 2-3 after this week. Dallas just got destroyed by San Francisco. There's no way Dallas is going to let that happen again on a Monday night. So I think Dallas will beat the Chargers on a Monday night in Los Angeles. But I don't know how to feel about Los Angeles, man. Los Angeles is really weird to me. Like, Justin Herbert is 103 for 145, 1,106 yards, 7 touchdowns, 1 interception. Okay, those are pretty good stats to me. Why are you at 2-2? Why are you at 2-2 with those kind of stats? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know how to feel about this Charger team. It's always the same to me. They'll win just enough to get into the playoffs. Either they'll win just enough to sneak into the playoffs and get knocked out, or they'll be right on the ropes and Justin Herbert will crumble to pieces and not be able to make it for him. So I don't know. I'm not 100% buying on this Los Angeles Charger team here. So yeah, we'll see. I got Cleveland at 16, and Cleveland is going to go up against the 49ers this week. I'm willing to place money that the 49ers are going to win that. But with Deshaun Watson being back, oh yeah, man. Deshaun Watson is going to give the Cleveland the best shot to beat San Francisco, maybe more than a lot of teams here. I understand that Nick Chubb is out, but they got Jermaine Ford, and Jermaine Ford has not looked bad at all. So I'm giving Cleveland a shot here, man. If Deshaun Watson can come out and do pretty good and shit, who knows? They might have a shot at beating the 49ers. So I don't know. I'm not taking anything away. I'm believing in Cleveland here. I got them at 16. Number 15 now. I know this might be a lot of controversial for all of you folks. Okay? I know this might be a little controversy for all you folks because they're 2-3. But I got the Cincinnati Bengals inside the top 15. Now let me explain, all right? I got them inside the top 15 because, yes, Joe Burrow has not been great. But that's because the Bengals